Not too much just in terms of Pakistan, actually just some things that Aisha and Bunny both mentioned that I just wanted to pick up on. One is that, by the time we come to realize, and I'm saying we in terms of the women's movement or people's movement, we come to realize that, these are sinister things, trade agreements and other international agreements that are taking place. I mean, the world and certainly these agencies have moved on. I mean, for example, from January 95, it's no longer known as the GATT. It's actually restructured, and the new name for it is called the World Trade Organization. So, I mean, it's important for us to keep up with these things also, and I think jargon becomes extremely important. And these are things that we sort of flip over in the newspapers, but without realizing that actually they have tremendous implications for us, not just as third world people, but as women specifically, like Aisha was saying. Also, some of the things that I wanted to pick up on what she said was international trade agreements affect women specifically, like many other issues have specific implications for women. But perhaps 2 or 3 of the important areas is, one, what she said, access to basic needs and the provision of basic needs, basic services and basic needs just crumbles for women and children specifically. You have social sectors that are totally neglected because everything is very competitive, it's moving towards privatization, and these basic services are the first things that are cut out in budgets and new economic budgets that each government will then make. The other important sector that also then becomes neglected is skill formation and education, as Bunny was saying. And tied to education is skill formation. And I'm hoping that Ruby will pick up on that, because the education, we don't have formal education sectors. I mean, we have a tremendous amount of informal skill formation practices and within our cultures. The third area is reproductive and health care and child care. The cutbacks and the experience of third world countries, and again Latin America and our countries, have been that health just totally becomes privatized. It goes out of the window as far as the government is concerned. And the fourth one, I think, which is more of a social issue, I feel, is the whole idea of work. The whole concept of household work becomes just what feminists have been fighting for years, for the recognition of household work as contributive to the economy. Is no longer considered important and something that should be compensated for, and that movement, I think, becomes diluted. What happens instead is that the state and these new economic agencies, they start looking at women as productive potential. You have the potential of putting women into the sector. So you will have our government talking about bringing more women into a labor-intensive market. You have to meet the demands of the market, so you get more people in. So you'll have the government mouthing these things about which seem very progressive, bring more women into it, we're creating more jobs for women. But the question is, what kind of jobs? If you look at them, they are the lowest paying and the most sort of, on the ladder. I mean, they just have the lowest rung of economic activity in that sense. But more important than that, I feel that is, when we look at the example of Pakistan, is the jargon that we use. One, I said that WTO is going to be the new, so we're going to still be looking for GATT, but actually it's a whole new garb, it's under a whole new disguise now. And the only difference between GATT and WTO is, one, that the countries who are at the forefront, or the developed countries who are sort of leading and who define the policies of these agencies, they are becoming tighter in terms of their control and restriction. That means that they're taking more punitive action as well. WTO has said specifically they will be more punitive in terms of getting their loans back. And of course, loans doesn't, we all know loans doesn't mean that you get the actual cash back, but it means more conditionality and more interference in terms of the political ideology of each country. It also means that you can liberalize the market much more. I mean, these are all jargon that they use. You deregularize the labor force, which actually means you can kick them out and take them in as you want. Sort of entry and exit becomes very flexible. So it becomes a flexible labor market. And of course, I mean, we all know what women constitute in terms of the labor and where they are in the labor force. So those things. Specifically in terms of Pakistan, and I'm one of those people who don't think it's a coincidence that Pakistan has called what we call the Social Action Plan, which is also known as SAP. The biggest problem we have is Structural Adjustment Policies and Social Action Plan has the same acronym. So every time you pick up something to read, I keep getting confused about, I don't think it's a coincidence, but that's my own paranoia. These are all part of the Social Action Plan is actually part of what they say are social safety nets. These are all, I think, to appease the consciousness of these agencies. Actually, they're saying that, literally वो जो बनी कह रही हैं that you don't want to see people starving on the road or dying on the pavement, so you have these safety nets to protect them. I think it's an extremely dangerous idea. I think our social action plan is an extremely dangerous idea, mainly because it promotes the idea that poverty is a matter of social consciousness. It's not anything to do with development. It deflects your attention away from the fact that poverty is both a symptom and a cause of the wrong development strategies and the wrong development policies. What it's saying is it's a social issue, and of course social issues are meant to be picked up by non-governmental sectors and non-governmental organizations, and the people are responsible for it. So it's just allowing the state to abdicate from this thing also, and yet it's got a progressive garb because it says social action plan here. You're getting lots of funds for that as well. Canadian CEDA and all these people are the major funders for the social action plan. So it's, I think, there's tremendous contradictions and within these, not just international agencies, but our own state and our own government in that sense as well. The other thing that Bunny also mentioned in terms of these things, and you read a lot of it, short-term disadvantages will give way to long-term benefits. My point is that in the short term, the vulnerable people or the vulnerable segments of society are not going to last out. They're not going to live to see those long-term benefits. So what difference does it make to us that long-term means for 50 years from now you'll get some benefit, some economic benefit. Those poor and those children and those women are going to die in the process. I mean, to me, it's simple as that. So I don't understand this concept of short-term, disadvantages over long-term. One other point that I wanted to pick up, I think which is extremely important, and Aisha said in terms of agriculture. The World Bank report is actually called the plundering of agriculture, this report that they've made on agriculture, and it suggests that third world is degrading the environment and exploiting their resources too much. And the third world is responsible now for degrading the environment because they're mainly into agriculture. And what they're saying is that therefore that justifies GATT subsidizing and lowering tariffs so that you don't plunder your agriculture too much. Pakistan should not get too much into agriculture, and we'll give it to you. We'll send in our agriculture to you, and you consume that. Now, quite apart from all the fact that it's small farmers and all the effects that it has on our agriculture, which is our main mainstay in that sense, they also allow you then. The other thing they do is push in a lot of fertilizers and pesticides and all of that at the same time. So, I mean, there's tremendous contradictions, political and economically. At the one hand, they're saying don't grow too many repatent seeds and we'll send in agriculture produce. At the other hand, they're pumping you with fertilizers and pesticides and all the other stuff that ICI and all these multinationals are producing. And of course, privatizing now irrigation water. So that becomes, these are sort of the contradictions that take place. WTO is also saying that they're allowing for a tremendous amount of investment banking and multinationals. Those are the two main things that they're going for now, in addition to the GATT agreement earlier. And of course, I mean, MNCs, we all know our positions on that. Not only are they unaccountable, but they don't provide any social security in any sector. Forget about economic security, no social security, and I think they're basically undemocratic in nature. I mean, I don't see that their place anywhere within our cultural or economical fabric. Those are only some of the sort of things that I wanted to just add to it in terms of jargon and language. Yes, she is no problem. Yes. Come and sit here then.
I could comment on that. In the chair?
Yes.
Just, there's something a little bit, how do you say, dangerous perhaps, in looking at figures and comparing with other South Asian countries who have lowered their population growth rate. The case of Sri Lanka is not comparable to a country like Pakistan because its socioeconomic conditions are different. The level of education is different. The level of access to health services are different from Pakistan, and on those counts, they're doing a lot better than we are. Secondly, but in Bangladesh, the fact that they have lowered their population growth rate has as yet not had a direct effect on the quality of life of the people themselves, and the extent to which they actually have lowered their growth rate is open to debate. So, yeah, Indonesia is an example, but in the case of Indonesia as well, the fact that they had a powerful population program also was coupled with a lot of other economic development incentives And there's this very big debate, which is still unresolved, and nobody has ever proven that simply to lower the population growth rate is going to be the cause of other changes. I mean, it's a tacit assumption by the major donors, and especially by the Western governments. But I share the view of Aisha that certainly a lot more research needs to be done as to whether that is actually a scapegoat for bad socioeconomic development policies, or whether it actually has a place, and maybe we should think of it as a problem that we also we genuinely need to address. I mean, I'll be talking about that, I think, tomorrow or later today. But if I could just add something that will help us to maybe channel this discussion. Would you like to say something first? I think a linkage that is clear through this discussion on the economic policies, militarization, and then human rights is that I think what the women's movement internationally is constantly pointing out is that you can't discuss human rights in a vacuum. And women especially are talking about human rights in conjunction with what have been called the enabling conditions. If we lack the enabling conditions in which to exercise our human rights, then the exercise of those rights becomes impossible, and then the rights become meaningless. Likewise, when we're talking about the economic policies, women are at the forefront, I believe, of the movement towards having socioeconomic rights recognized as human rights. Precisely as Bunny was saying, education, the right to education hasn't been considered a human right. Well, now it's becoming. There is a stronger and stronger movement to have these recognized as basic rights. So, and I think that, that feeds into how we can perhaps analyze the economic policies, and the fact that maybe Sabah will be talking about militarization will point out that certainly militarization is antithetical to creating the enabling conditions for exercising some of the rights that are so integral to our development. I think you put your hand up.
Well,
I think we can choose. Either we can continue the discussion after each speaker, or we could try and finish the speakers and then open up the discussion. I guess it's up to everybody. What would you prefer? But are we limited by time in any way? 10 past 12, and lunch is at what time?
Well, we have until 1:30 to discuss militarization, human rights, and the new economic order. And as far as we're concerned, it can come now, or if these are short, for me, yours is not long presentation, huh? So they're short if we all sort of table them and then look at it in a totality. Because they are linked to militarization, human rights, etc. The whole thing is coming as a package, and then we look at it as a package.